Well, greetings and welcome back. One of my most faithful subscribers and close friend told me that her husband tells her that when I post on YouTube that Dennis made another drop. I got a kick out of that one. And thanks, Mary Ellen. And I recently tuned into the NPR radio program Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me, which I keep forgetting to do as I used to listen fairly frequently when I was younger. It's a genuinely amusing and creative show and never fails to produce a raucous hour every Saturday morning at 7 a to 8 a, and 11 a to 12 noon, featuring Peter Segal, Bill Curtis, and Carl Castle. So on this one segment, they asked the guests some questions, and this particular question asked, what did they discover recently about mice when you place a mirror on the floor in a small space? It seems that they recognize themselves and that they're rather enamored by what they see in the reflection and don't react as if it was an imposter. So now we know why they spend so much time in the bathroom. And there's nothing better than some George Carlin quotes, of course. The comedian who broke down so many barriers and was incredibly creative. Number one, when the cheese gets its picture taken, what does it say? Number two, if the black box flight recorder is never damaged during a plane crash, why isn't the whole plane made of that stuff? That's a good question. Number three, the weather forecast for tonight is dark. Number four, one can never know for sure what a deserted area can look like. It's never just a game when you're winning. That was number five. Number six, have you noticed that the lawyer always smiles more than the client? Number seven, the reason they call it the American dream is because you have to be asleep to believe it. Number eight, procrastination is the art of keeping up with yesterday. Number nine, I think it's the duty of the comedian. The duty of the comedian is to find out where the line is drawn and cross it deliberately. Number 10, people who see life as anything more than pure entertainment is missing the point. And number 11, everyone smiles in the same language. And just one thing to note, remember folks, bend but don't break. And if you want to know what I do, I get carried away. And maybe I should get carried away because we're all going to get carried away sometime. And then I'd like to be carried back. And one of my all-time favorite songs is called Carry Me Away by the Doobie Brothers, such a great tune. Well, anyway, many folks won't recall the 1970 movie Colossus, the Forbin Project. From Wikipedia, the film is about an advanced American defense system becoming sentient or conscious. And after being given full control, its draconian logic expands on its original nuclear defense directives to assume total control of the world and end all warfare for the good of humankind, despite its creator's orders to stop. Colossus' first action is a message warning there is another system in giving its coordinates. CIA Director Grover is asked why the CIA did not know this, but Grover responds that they had seen indications of a large Soviet defense project, but did not know what it was. Forbin is asked how Colossus deduced the other system's existence, to which Forbin answers, Colossus may have been built a little better than we thought. Shortly thereafter, the Soviets announced that their Guardian system is now operational. Colossus requests to be linked to Guardian. The president allows this, hoping to determine the Soviet machine's capability. Colossus and Guardian begin to slowly communicate using mathematics. Even more subscribing, the two systems' communication quickly evolved to complex mathematics far beyond human comprehension and speed, whereupon the two machine complexes become synchronized using a communication protocol that no human can interpret. Okay, that's enough. You get the drift. This was a brilliant concept based on the 1966 science fiction novel Colossus, written by Dennis Feltham Jones. Though I can't predict what can happen with the world of technology and AI, but potentially this was certainly an eye-opening scenario for what could happen when one system synchronizes with another, and this was in the year 1970. We don't want to stand by and wait for this to unfold. Just a warning to stay on guard and learn that a good defense prevents potential disasters. And once again, it never fails. There was another mass shooting in the city of Prague, and I realize that there will be an investigation into the shooting as they try to put the pieces together. But to me, it's very simple. It was another deranged person that planned this, and whatever the authorities come up with as an explanation, it will not solve anything. It's just futile fodder. And I'd like to know what the predictive analytics show on these shootings. Not much, I suspect. I don't like saying this, but there will be more down the road since this is rarely avoidable. Unless, of course, we somehow produce a ban on assault weapons and make it very, very difficult to purchase a gun. And as the old age saying goes, don't bring a knife to a gunfight. And I enjoy watching the squirrels on our property as they run around since they are notorious thieves. And I saw this on a PBS program on squirrels. They're actually more interested in what they notice other squirrels forage and scavenge, that they forget where their food is stored. And as a possible scenario, I've actually seen 5 to 6 squirrels running around scavenging and chasing their foes around into the woods, up tall trees. It can turn into total chaos in actual fights. And squirrels are survivors. And here's why. They have remarkable endurance, they're resilient, they basically can survive almost any fall. They're very strong, durable, with strong legs and a thick skull, a flexible spine, and they will eat just about anything: seeds, nuts, fruit, corn, meat, insects, bark, it doesn't matter. If you're lucky enough and you have enough squirrels to watch, you can witness the endurance and deception and speed of these creatures. They're magnificent. And speaking of survivors, my wife turned me on to pasta grannies on YouTube about a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago. And there are all these older women in various regions in Italy that make their own pasta from scratch. And some of these women are in their 90s and some are even past 100. So they must be doing something right. But making your own pasta from scratch is no easy task. And the exercise and natural food seems to foster longevity. I've probably watched over 100 of these videos, and these older women are so charming, and most of them have been doing this their whole lives. I highly recommend these videos simply because they're much better than mine, and they create a natural craving for fresh pasta, and I am out.